Now, will Spain or Germany have the stomach to compete with these guys is a big issue. Will they have the physical resilience to be kicked and to still get on the ball and play?
What's your answer to that question?
I'm not sure about Spain. I mean, they're a very experienced side. I think Spain will beat Germany. I'm in the minority on that. But it'll be a fascinating final. But the Dutch...
But not a pretty one to watch because Holland are in it, you mean, is it?
Well...
That's John's theory.
Spain at their best, or Germany, if Germany are the team they've looked against Argentina and England, I think Germany have been flattered by their opponents in this tournament. Now, I think the Dutch might muscle Germany out of it.
All right, we'll talk to our German friend. What do you think, Didi?
Well, obviously they've got a tough game tomorrow first, which they need to win. If they were to come up against Holland, yeah, as Eamon said, it'll be a scrap. But I think the Germans will be prepared if they were to come up against De Jong and Van Bommel. They know how to play them. They've done the homework in all the other games they've played so far, and I don't think it'll bother them. And they look a fit team to me. That's the thing the Germans got going for them. Last game against Argentina, 5 minutes ago, they were still bombing forward 5-6 men. And they look the fittest team to me. The Spanish don't look really fit, and the Dutch got question marks about one of the main players, Van Persie, and they haven't really shown enough tonight for me to make them favourites against either of the teams tomorrow.
Really? Yeah. No, one thing that fascinates me is that I saw Holland described as football's biggest chokers. They have so much talent and they've achieved so little. And as you pointed out tonight, John, they're not very attractive. They used to be a very attractive team to watch, but they're not any longer.
They were, Bill. I think attractiveness has gone out of the game in many ways.
But isn't that very sad?
Well, I think it's great to have attractive teams and effective teams, which are winning teams. And I think the problem in Holland is that they've had these so many great players over the years, Bill, and they haven't done it. And it hasn't all been for football reasons, because it's well documented now. That they've fallen out among themselves all the time.
Yeah. There's a touch of it about the steam as well, isn't there?
Well, there's supposed to be a bit of rago between Sneijder and Van Persie, but it's I don't think it's half as bad as it used to be.
Oh no, that's true.
But again, a lot depends on the managers, and I think it's this manager obviously believes that they're going to be dogged, they're going to be, and maybe they don't have the players to be as constructive or as flamboyant as they used to be. But they're effective, though, Bill.
They are. But I mean, one of the points we made at the start of this, when we were actually talking about the programming that we were about to do, was that to give us an opportunity to establish what was the state of football.
Yeah.
Now, what's your evaluation of what we're at one semi-final stage? Well, how would you evaluate the tournament so far?
I would say it's been a very disappointing tournament.
I agree with that.
The ball has effectively destroyed the possibility for the great players, even Lionel Messi.
The great players haven't shown up, really, should they?
Well, a lot of them haven't for various reasons. But the ball, the volatility of the ball, is attack on the core skill and talent of football. It's the core issue, the football. And if that's wrong, and it was from the beginning, then flighted passes, balls into the box can't be defended. We saw Diego Forlan's goal against Ghana, ball all over the place. If the ball's wrong, then the game is screwed. And that's what we're seeing.
But isn't there more to it than that?
There's more to it. It's at altitude, which only compounds the problem of the ball. It's being played on bad pitches, which is another element. So it's a very disappointing World Cup, in my opinion. And it could be redeemed if the German team... it could be redeemed to some extent if Germany prove to be the team we'd like to salute. If they win the match tomorrow, get Müller back and really demolish Holland in the final. But somehow I don't think that fairy tale is going to happen.
I think to be fair, if Spain play as they can play, they would be very attractive. They just haven't so far, Bill. I mean, whether they can do it tomorrow against Germany, which makes it such a fascinating game. But I think Spain, at their best, with the players that they have, can lift it.
There's another issue. If you look at tonight at Sneijder is a key player for Holland. He played in the Champions League final. Players today are being asked to play too much. And a lot of the star players, Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo, people like Kaká, I think Spain are a tired team. And so there are all kinds of contributing factors to the end to my conclusion, which is that the game is being destroyed by the people who run it, and this
But
tournament
could you not
for me
also
is
argue
evidence
yeah,
for that.
Yeah, but could you not also argue that the game is being destroyed as a spectacle now, not necessarily for the purists, but for the ordinary punter by the success of the Jose Mourinho's of this life that has transformed the game from an attacking game to a game that is fundamentally based on defence and counter-attack?
I wouldn't agree with that. I think the Mourinho business, which we've talked about a lot, Bill, when he was at Chelsea and that, and they had the name of being boring. I never actually found Mourinho's teams boring. They have concentrated on defence, all right, probably a little bit more than attack. But you don't win things purely by defending. You know, they beat Barcelona, don't forget, who are regarded as one of the best teams in Europe, and Messi and all. So you had to down to 10 men in one of the matches. So, you know, I think there are lots of other coaches have improved teams defensively, particularly the smaller nations.
But even the Dutch coach, John, has said, what was his first job? To teach the team to defend better. That was his
but
first
if you
job.
ask any manager, there's a well-known thing in football, the first thing you do teach the team is how to defend. But that doesn't stop you from attacking. There's some managers do concentrate on that, and they don't encourage the players to attack. You know, but you have to get it right defensively. That's why you had all the flamboyant teams over the years that could score lots of goals, look good, and to be beaten because they didn't defend properly. All the great teams have been based on a good defence,
but
with a bit more emphasis on the attack.
But is there too much emphasis on defence?
Well, I think we've seen in the group stages that not many goals been scored, and the emphasis is on defence because even the big teams find it hard to break teams down at the smaller nations, and there's less wingers. There's hardly any players in this tournament on the wing. One guy from Chile who was an out-and-out winger taking people on, but you haven't got these players anymore. And I think the Dutch had better teams in the past. But as you said, they were chokers. They didn't get the job done. And now they've got a team.
They got the two finals, but lost both.
Yeah, with a back four, with two defensive midfielders, and they not only they're unbeaten for 24. I think they've won the last 24 games. Obviously, they've got away.
That's right. They haven't been beaten since 2008.
Yeah, and obviously they improved the manager wrong and improved the manager right. And he's got 4 players who go forward, who create chances, and the rest purely sits back and defends.
The other factor, you mentioned them choking. I think they might have been in the process of choking tonight, Bill, until rogue refereeing decision, assistant referee decision, gifted them a goal. This is another killer.
Yeah, that's a hugely important point. Let's have a look at that goal because there was an offside on it.
That has decided, in my view, that game in Holland's favour. So we arrive at the semi-final of the greatest tournament in the game, and it is definitively affected by a rogue decision. 4 weeks ago we sat here and I said to you, I hope that doesn't happen, but I fear that it may. And I'm not saying this for personal reasons. We have another semi-final tomorrow night and we have the final to come. So what we've seen, Van Bommel, for example, who a very influential player, should not have been on the pitch tonight.
Correct, absolutely
because
correct.
He wasn't disciplined, there was no consistency. He committed 4 fouls, bookable fouls against Brazil when he was already on a yellow card. He shouldn't have been playing tonight.
Correct.
Now, when you add all of these things into the mix, what you see is a chaotic sport, and the end result of that is not nice to look at. And if you love football, which we all do, it hurts you.
John? Are you hurt by what you've seen, to use Emma's expression?
I'm not so sure that Holland or the Netherlands were choking on it. It was a big. I think they were playing.
But it was hugely influential, wasn't it?
It was hugely. All decisions are hugely influential like that, Bill. Whether they would have gone on to win the match or not, we don't know. But it certainly it was a huge help in the way that it was going. I think that my feeling is that they probably would have gone on. I think they had a bit more than Uruguay on the night. But certainly, nobody wants decisions that affect the game in that particular way.
You know what disappointed me about the match? I was expecting that, having beaten Brazil, that there'd be a kind of a flamboyant, or at least a more adventurous display from Holland tonight, if we didn't get it.
Yeah, but I don't think they are anymore. As I said, they have more flair players 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 98. They're a very good side who played football, and this team is just a team of grinders. They have, as I said, 6 players who purely defend, and obviously one of the flair players, Van Persie, is simply not on form. So they'll find it hard to break teams down, and I don't think Spain or Germany will be worried about the prospect of facing them on Sunday.
But very briefly, do you think it's important for the tournament that Germany make the final and ultimately that Germany win?
Well, it would be great. I think either team tomorrow, if they want to win the game, they've got to be on top form. So I think whoever plays Holland on Sunday, they'll be going in there very confident because they know they beat a good team in the semi-final. Whether it'll be Spain or Germany, I don't know. But as I said, it would be good for the sport if Germany or Spain go on and win this tournament.
Physically, wouldn't you agree that they're going to have to stand up to Holland? Physically?
Oh yeah, but I think they will do. I think the Spanish know because the Spanish, the way they play, they get kicked about wherever they go. They get kicked about, so they won't be worried about the prospect facing Van Bommel and De Jong. So I think they'll be well prepared, and I fancy either team to beat Holland on Sunday.
Okay, right. Time for another break, but stay with us for a brand new competition.